Hey, it's Stu Radio on the radio, no radio. Today we're talking about how to defeat college. Boom. How to defeat college, you say? Alright, easy. Reduce the amount of stress you have to deal with. Grades are important, but you know what else is important? A social life. You need to make healthy friends. Friends that'll help you study. Friends that'll help you pass tests. Friends that'll help you keep you on time so that you don't miss class or be late to class. Cool, got it. Friends you can travel with, save you some money on gas, whatever. Join a club, create a club, play a sport, figure out what you want to do to have those connections so after you finish college, you got those connections to help you advance your career. Shoot, help somebody else advance their career. Either way you look at it, networking is always good, but you're not going to be able to have these opportunities if you just stay to yourself, isolate yourself, and study. Go out there, make friends, get messy. Got it. Next thing, time management. Coming from high school, you don't really know how to manage your time all the time unless you have some type of responsibilities, right? So if you're a person who's already working, who already has a family, or who's coming straight out of high school, you're gonna have different levels of responsibilities. Time management is important because if you don't figure out how to manage your time is gonna manage you and you're gonna be all over the place. And college should only be what? 2 to 8 years, depending on whatever path of study you take. You don't want to be trying to take drugs and a whole bunch of other stuff to try to stay up and pass tests or try to, put yourself in a predicament where you have to cheat to pass. It's just like not worth it at the end of the day. Even though other people will disagree with me because they like cheating. And to each their own, right? Whatever. Next thing, ask questions. You might want to be that person in class that asks questions and everybody's looking at them with the eyes on the back of their neck. They like, I can't believe he asking questions. Yo, I know, and sometimes it's embarrassing to ask a stupid question or something that you think everybody else would know. Guess what? A lot of other people, when they're sitting there in the class quiet, nobody knows anything. I'm not saying that's true, but a lot of times nobody knows anything. So I was that kid taking chances, and people looking at me like I'm stupid. It's whatever, because at the end of the class, sometimes they would come to me and say, you know what, man, I'm happy you asked that question because I wasn't going to ask that question. And, I thought everybody knew that. And I'm thinking like, dang, bro. And then sometimes when you're sitting there and you ask the questions, you're creating dialogue. So now other people are asking questions and stuff. You didn't even think about asking. Now guess what? Y'all all win. That's the whole point. Although sometimes, classes are more competitive in different fields, at the same time, y'all still need to work together to win, right? Teamwork at the end of the day, right? Next topic, focusing on your priorities. Now, college can be overwhelming. So you need to focus on your priorities. If you're paying for your education, even if you're not paying for your education, somebody else is paying for your education. Your priorities are important. And if you choose to put fun and work over college all the time, college is gonna lose out. You're gonna lose out on money, time. Time's gonna be wasted. Focus on studying and focus on creating that time management where you have time to study. Because if you don't, then guess what? Your priorities are all wrong. Next thing I want to talk about is actually studying. If you're coming from high school and everything's already easy and you're like, I got this. This is easy. I'm top of my class. Blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? There are a lot of people who are top of their class who end up failing or doing really bad at the beginning of their college because they feel like they don't have to study because studying was never something of a practice to them. They just sit there in class and remember, and they're like, wow, I can do, yeah, I'm talking about myself, got it. Yeah, but they're like, yeah, I can remember this. And, it was a rude awakening when you're taking a test. You're like, yo, I don't even know what we talked about in class. I can't remember anything because you didn't study. Actually study. If you don't understand the topic, you need to study. Even if you do understand the topic, you need to study because there's so much material being thrown at you that if you don't make the actual information a part of your everyday life, you're going to regret it later, and you don't want to do that. Now, to reduce the stress from parents, friends, family, whatever, kids, you got to take yourself and put yourself in another environment. Sometimes you got to study at work. Sometimes you have to stay at the library after school so that you can study and create that work environment for you. Sometimes you have to lock yourself in a different room in the house to study. Sometimes you have to stay up late when your kids go to sleep to study. Now in high school, you should just have to stay away from your friends. After you get out, you think, oh, well, I can just hang out with you 24/7. That's a bad idea. Stay away from your friends in the sense that you need to create, yo, man, after we get out of class, I'm going to study. Keep that balance. If you just go hang out with your friends 24/7, you're not going to be actually studying at that point, and college is going to become a stressor for you, and it doesn't really need to be like that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, the last thing actually, I just want to say education is more important than school. A lot of people disagree with me. I guess what? I don't care. Disagree with me in the comment section. Education is more important than school. We're in 2019, so the weight of a name of a school is not as important as it used to be back in the day. So you don't need to go to Yale or Harvard or Princeton to get a great education. Go to what your pockets can afford. Go to what you're willing to pay back in student loans. Go to what your parents can afford. Go to what you can still have a decent experience from and create some type of safety net or security, not security, but support system. Go somewhere that makes sense, or do something or join something that makes sense. Don't just chase after the big name schools. All right. That goes for transferring too, because I know a lot of people are going to community college and they want to transfer over to like a giant school. Keep all this stuff in mind as you're doing what you're trying to do. Sometimes, you'd be surprised what type of education you can get and use when you go get hired at these big name careers, all right? Engineering, nursing, whatever you guys are chasing. Lastly, I just wanted to say, thanks guys for tuning in. I just felt that at these graduations, there was a lot of stuff that was said, but then there was a lot of stuff that wasn't said that I think should be shared to help reduce the stress that you guys are gonna go forth and secure. Another note on the education is more important in school. If you don't pursue traditional education and you pursue some type of trade or something like that, all this stuff applies to the trade as well. And I'm not telling you guys not to go to college. I'm telling you guys to do what works for you. Do what you want to do and chase after whatever you think is going to be good for you and your lifestyle. That's all I got to say. All right, thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. It's the Radio on the Radio, No Radio, and I'll talk to you guys later. Start on your journey.